Hello friends, welcome to Unix programming tutorials. In this class we are going to discuss about shell variables. So what is a variable means? A variable is a data name used to store data value. So for example, I want to store the value 10 in a variable name A. Now, so A is the variable and 10 is the value. Okay, so that means a variable is a data name used to store data. The data is stored in the memory. Okay, for example, this is the memory. In this we can store the data 10. It has some address. For example, this is the address. Okay, so how you can identify this address means by using a name A. So variables are defined and used with a shell. Shell variables are three types. One is system variable, second one is local variables, and third one is read-only variables. System variables means when you logged into the system, automatically some environment variables will be assigned automatically. Those variables we are called as a system variables. So local variables means when you are writing the shell programs, you are defining some variables. For example, in this case, A is the local variable. And read-only variable means once you can assign the data, we cannot modify the content. We just read the data. That is the purpose of read-only. We can discuss in detail. So first we discuss about system variables. So these variables is also called as a environment variables. So environment variables. So when the user logged into the system or you boot your system, in those two cases some variables are created automatically. So those variables we are called as a environment variables. So these variables represented in uppercase letters. So all the variables we can represent in uppercase letters only. And the different system variables are, the first one, path. So path is a system variable. We see in our previous classes also about the path. What it indicates? It indicates search path for commands. For example, I give the command ls. ls is also a file stored in bin directory or user bin directory. So now, so these are assigned to the path value. And similarly, home. It indicates home directory of the current user. For example, my home directory is /home/Varada. That means the username is Varada. The default home directory for the user Varada is #home/Varada. Next, IFS indicates the internal field separator. So how we can parse the sentence? For example, hi friends. How we can parse this means if there is any space, then this is the one word, this is the second word. So that is the space and tab and new line. These are indicated with internal field separator. Okay. So for example, I give like this A, B, C, D. Then if the comma is encountered, I treat this as a different words. Then I can assign IFS equals to comma. Okay, we can see in our next classes about IFS in detail. Next, mail variable indicates the absolute path name of the file, so where user's mail is kept. So normally it stores in var spool mail /file like this. Okay, next, shell. It indicates the name of the shell we are using. In my case, we are using bin/bash. So this is the output. Saturn. Saturn means terminal. It indicates the type of the terminal being used. And log name. So log name indicates username, and TZ indicates the time zone, and PS1 indicates primary prompt. What is the primary prompt? $. And PS2 indicates the secondary prompt is greater than. we can see what is the values of all these variables in execution session. So next type of variable is local variable. System variables is called as a global variables. Now local variables means, so these variables is called as user defined variables. These variables are defined and used by specific users. So these variables are local to the user's shell environment. So shell variable names are constructed by using alphanumeric and underscore. It starts with letter. The variable names are case sensitive, and the shell variables names are constructed by alphanumeric. For example, I cannot use a percentage. Okay, this is invalid. You can use A123 or A underscore 123. For example, student name, student underscore name, or you can write S name, or you can write S1 name. All these are valid, but you don't use any special characters. Okay, and another one is the first letter must be alphabet only. Any alphabet. You cannot start with one. You cannot start with number. Okay, it starts with a letter. The variables names are case sensitive. For example, S name is deferred with S name if both are the same, but these are the two different variables. Okay, the syntax is variable name equals to symbol the value. So for example, I want to define x equals to 20, then the variable name is x equals to 20. Y equals to 5.37 means y, the 5.37 is stored in y. Similarly, z equals to Varada. So p equals to India is my country. Now we can see, so how we can access this variable? By preceding dollar symbol, so before the name of the value. So that means if I want to print the x value, then how I can print? Echo $x. So $x, in our previous class we discussed about this dollar symbol. Dollar symbol is used to access the content in the variable. So next one is read-only variables. So what is the purpose of the read-only variable is, these variables uses read-only function. That means once you can assign the data. For example, I am taking one variable x equals to 5. If I change x equals to x plus 1, then x value becomes 6. If we are not able to modify this x, then we call that a is read only. Okay, I hope you understand what is read only. The value of variables which can only be read but not to be manipulated are called as read only variables. In this case, you can read the data 5 for variable x, but you cannot perform the manipulations on this variable, then we can that the variable is a read only variable. We see with one example. So touch example.sh. So touch is a command which is used to create a file. It is similar to cat edvi. In that I am going to write this code. So what is the code? Echo enter value of for x, then read x. In this case I entered 5. So x equals to 5 now. So after that, echo value of x is $x. That means it prints the value of x is 5. And read only x, I make this x as a read only variable. Now I am trying to modify the content of x. expr $x plus 1. I want to increment the value by 1. Then it returns one error, x is read only. X is read only. Okay, so if you can make this as a comment, then it prints, it increment x value by 1 and it prints the value of x is 6. Okay, I hope you all are understand different types of variables available in shell. So now we are going to see the variables. So first one, system variable, we are going to print echo $path. Okay, so this is the path of my system. Okay, what is a path means? If I press ls, if I press ls, then the ls is searched in these above directories, in this path directories. Okay, and similarly I want to print home, so this is my home directory. I want to print my shell echo shell. Okay, this is the my shell. Next I want to print the terminal, then I can use term variable. So this is my terminal. I want to know my log name, then I can use log name. So Varada is my log name. And I want to know the primary prompt, then I can use ps1. So my primary prompt is $. Similarly, I want to know my secondary prompt, then I can use ps2. So it is a greater than symbol. Okay, so these are the environment variables. Next we see local variables. So now I am going to define a variable x equals to 20, y equals to 5.37, and z equals to Varada, and p equals to India is my country. Okay, how I can access, if I give $x, then it prints 20. Okay, echo $x, it prints 20. If I give y, it prints 5.37. If I print z, it prints Varada. If I give p, then it prints India is my country. In this way you can access the local variables. And we can see it's a read-only variable. First I create a file cat example. In this example I am going to write the program echo enter value for x, read x. I want to read the value of x. Echo value of x is $x. How I can print the x value means by using the $. Now I make x as a read-only x. Here I want to modify the data. Backcode expr space $x plus 1 backcode. Now I am going to print echo value of x is $x. This is the program. Okay, so now I want to execute this program sh example. Now it asks enter value of x. For example, I given 5. Now it displays a message x is a read only. After printing this instruction, values of x is 5. After that I am trying to modify the x, so it prints x is read only. Okay, that is about read only variable.